Mark Consuelos has always had a sharp sense of humor, especially when it comes to poking fun at himself. But this week, during a candid chat with wife Kelly Ripa on Live with Kelly and Mark, he proved once again why fans love him, not for his flawless good looks or his soap opera smolder, but for his uncanny ability to turn even the most awkward encounters into comedy gold. The incident began innocently enough. Mark was walking back to his hotel after a morning workout, baseball cap low over his face, when he spotted a group of young fans lingering nearby. They couldn't have been more than 20 years old, their phones dangling loosely in their hands, fingers twitching in anticipation of either recording a TikTok or snapping a selfie. "I could feel them staring," Mark recalled on air, acting out the moment with exaggerated seriousness. Not smiling, not waving, just staring, like that deadpan Gen Z stare you see on social media. Kelly, already laughing, egged him on. "You mean the one where they look at you like you're either an alien or an unpaid intern?" Mark nodded and delivered his best impression. Shoulders squared, eyes wide, lips pursed into an unreadable line. The studio erupted in laughter as he held the stare for an uncomfortably long 10 seconds, blinking just once for dramatic effect. The rise of the Gen Z stare. For those unfamiliar, the Gen Z stare has become something of a cultural meme. Popularized on TikTok and Twitter, it refers to the expressionless, borderline judgmental look that young people supposedly give when confronted with something, or someone, they find confusing, uncool, or simply not worth reacting to. "It's not mean," Kelly clarified during their segment. "It's more like observational." Mark disagreed, chuckling. "No, it's a silent roast. It's like they're saying, 'Oh, so that's what middle age looks like up close.'" The couple's playful back and forth perfectly captured why audiences tune in daily. Their banter makes even small moments, like walking past a group of college kids, feel like a comedy sketch. The awkward fan encounter. According to Mark, the encounter didn't stop with the stare. After holding eye contact for what felt like an eternity, one of the young fans finally broke the silence with the most disarming comment possible. "Wait, aren't you Riverdale's dad?" Mark, who played Hiram Lodge on the hit CW series, laughed at the memory. "They didn't say my name. They didn't say Mark Consuelos. Just Riverdale's dad. That's my entire identity now." Kelly teased him. "Well, it's better than being called Kelly Ripa's husband all the time." He shot back with a grin. "Touché." From awkward to viral. Of course, the story didn't end there. Mark, never one to waste a comedic opportunity, decided to mimic the stare back at the group, exaggerating it so much that passers-by probably thought he was in the middle of a performance art piece. "I gave them my own version," he said. "Except mine had wrinkles." The kids, unimpressed, simply raised their phones and began recording, no words exchanged. Within hours, clips surfaced online of the encounter, quickly making their way onto TikTok under hashtags like #GenZStare and #Riverdale'sDad. One commenter wrote, "The stare-off we didn't know we needed." Another joked, "Gen Z versus Gen X. Who will break first?" Why it resonates. Part of the reason this moment struck such a chord is because it touches on the funny, sometimes awkward culture clash between generations. Gen Z, born into the digital age, communicates in micro-expressions, subtle gestures, and non-verbal vibes. Meanwhile, Gen X and Millennials, Mark included, are still adjusting to this new social code. "Back in my day," Mark said on the show, leaning into the cliché with dramatic flair, "if you liked someone, you smiled, waved, maybe asked for an autograph. No. You just stand there looking like you're about to judge their outfit on a secret app." Kelly chimed in, "I think they were just shy." But Mark wasn't convinced. "No, that was intimidation," he insisted, giving the stare again and earning another round of laughter from the audience. Kelly's take. As always, Kelly had the final word. "You have to remember, to them you're this larger-than-life TV dad. They grew up watching you." The stare wasn't judgment, it was awe. Mark raised an eyebrow. "Awe?" That looked more like confusion. Like, why is this man breathing so loud? The playful exchange left viewers delighted, proving once more why the couple's chemistry is their biggest draw. They don't just share stories, they invite audiences into their marriage, where every mishap is fair game and every awkward moment becomes entertainment. A meme is born. Since the broadcast, fans have taken to social media to post their own versions of Mark's stare. Side-by-side edits now circulate online, one of a stone-faced Gen Z kid, the other of Mark's over-the-top impression, complete with captions like, "When your dad tries to understand TikTok," or "Gen Z versus Tough Staredown." Mark himself has leaned into the joke, reposting a fan edit on Instagram with the caption, "Still waiting for them to blink." The bigger picture. Beyond the humor, this moment highlighted something else. Mark's ability to stay relevant in a rapidly shifting pop culture landscape. Where many celebrities might shy away from poking fun at generational divides, or worse, come across as cranky about kids these days, Mark embraced it, turning it into comedy. In doing so, he bridged the gap. For older fans, he captured the bewilderment of being silently judged by young people. For Gen Z, he became part of the joke, proving he's in on the meme. And that, perhaps, is why this little incident resonated so widely. In a world where social media thrives on awkwardness, irony, and subtlety, Mark Consuelos showed that he can still deliver laughs the old-fashioned way, with timing, self-deprecation, and a perfectly exaggerated stare. What's next? Kelly jokingly suggested they make the Gen Z stare part of their show's regular repertoire. "Forget the trivia games," she said. "Every Friday we'll just stare at each other silently for 3 minutes and see who breaks first." Mark laughed but didn't entirely dismiss the idea. "Careful," he warned. "That could actually pull in ratings." Conclusion. Mark Consuelos' awkward yet hilarious encounter with a young fan is more than just a funny story. It's a snapshot of the cultural moment we're living in. Between generations, humor is often the bridge, and Mark crossed it effortlessly. By turning the dreaded Gen Z stare into a performance, he not only poked fun at himself but also gave audiences across ages something to laugh at together. And if nothing else, it proves one thing. Even when the world is silently judging you, sometimes the best response is to stare right back.